Hello, everybody. This is Francesco Rulli. I'm the CEO of Querlo. I'm also the Forbes AI business manager for Forbes Insights. I'm here today with Jessica Blodgett, who is actually has two roles in our conversation. One is a global people and culture manager at a Global Citizen. And the other one in which we met, she's attending the Master of Science for Human Capital Analytics and Technology at NYU. So Jessica, if you can expand a little bit more about your education and your business background.
Sure. Thank you so much for the introduction. Currently working full-time at a nonprofit called Global Citizen, as you mentioned. And I'm in a unique position where everything is manual at the moment. So it's kind of like a blank canvas for me in terms of what technology we can bring into the organization, which is why I'm so grateful that I am part of the Human Capital Analytics and Technology program, and just getting to recently be part of this class with Professor Stella, and thinking about design-centered visions and ideas for people and culture, which is what I do. So I'm very excited to discuss more about that and go into more detail.
Fantastic. Indeed, we met when you did a presentation about Future Code, taking 400 virtual employees to Mars. So can you share a little bit more insight about this project?
Yes. So one of the things that I really appreciated about our class was not just talking about different technologies that we could use, but actually incorporating some of that technology and learning how we could use that and incorporate it. So our team, Amit, Brock, and we were tasked with building out a new onboarding and performance management system for the very first time on Mars to accommodate the establishment of a new city on Mars. And so we had to take different technologies, emerging technology. And one of the things that we really wanted to focus on was conversational AI, so a chatbot, into the onboarding experience and the performance management experience. So that was fun to have to incorporate that.
Very nice. So can you show us a little bit more about what you guys created? And maybe you can share your screen and tell us a little bit more about your thoughts about interacting with building the artificial intelligence solution itself.
Sure. So I'm going to share my screen really quick. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Awesome. So one of the things that I really loved about this chatbot is, first, you don't have to be a cold stone coder. As long as you know the basics, you're able to grasp, again, basic concepts. And one of the first things that I wanted to do was I wanted to personalize our chatbot. So because I was lucky enough that I was able to attend actually your talk a long time ago when Professor Stella created the Querlo workshop, I got to learn more about Querlo, the program. So I had a bit more of an edge. So my teammates let me take a stab at it and build out the foundation first. And so one of the first things I wanted to do was personalize the chatbot experience for our new employees. And so by that, I wanted to make sure that when we asked a question, what's your name? We stored that into a variable, and I created first name as a variable so that later on we can implement it in other spots, and then we can make that personal to the person that was using the chatbot at that time. So it wasn't just like hello or hi there. It was hello Jessica or hello Francesco. So we had those different, we had that personalization there. The second piece that I was very excited about. Oh, sorry, I could go on all day.
Continue.
Okay. So the second piece that I was very, very excited about was the sentiment analysis piece. One of the things that we started seeing was a trend in employers really caring about the mental well-being of its employees. So one of the things that we incorporated, as you'll see here, is we asked, how are you feeling today? And depending on how they answered, we categorized it into 3 separate buckets so that we can further customize the onboarding experience. So if someone responded positively, then we would go through onboarding normally and also neutral. But we knew that we had to keep an eye if there was neutral. So it wasn't like something we had to do right then and there, but we had to keep an eye on. Versus if someone responded negatively, that's when we would, put that personalization and have an actual person reach out and make sure that we can improve their onboarding experience, because not everyone is going to be, and feel the same way. So we wanted to make sure to include that.
Fantastic, fantastic. And it would be very nice down the road to apply some of these developments in the natural language understanding space. I will also take the liberty to share with you later what we have done with the artificial intelligence of Michelangelo, in which we tried to bring him back to life 457 years after his passing. So,
be very excited to hear.
It was, instead of a deterministic chatbot, has been developed with NLU, collecting over 20,000 questions that basically are utterance, and then improving our knowledge base to about 400 intents. So it's very interesting. Wow. Okay, so Jessica, thank you very much for giving me a little snapshot. Can you show me the front end of this chatbot that you're showing me?
Yes.
So if you can click on preview.
Yes.
Very nice.
So we wanted to give this futuristic chatbot a sort of throwback feel, sort of like Blade Runner. And so we decided to go with the terminal option. I believe it's called terminal. Yeah. So you would have the welcome to the future. And then we have our little rover GIF here as our host avatar. And then once you put in your name, you would have the client-facing side or the employee-facing side avatar. And of course, we had to go with an astronaut. And this is where you would be able to put in how you're feeling. And as you saw on the back end, you would be able to get a sense of...
show me in case you say something negative, like very bad, or don't, like something negative.
Okay. Well today. Okay, so I put, I'm not doing so well today. And as you'll be able to see, it should say, what can we do to support you? And we have the questions where we'll say, where we ask, I'm okay at the moment, which will route us back to the neutral and positive, trees. And then, I would like to speak to someone. So we have those two routes to further clarify what kind of support that someone would want.
Perfect. Thank you very much. This is very, very interesting. So thank you again for presenting us what the project was about, and we'll talk further in the future then. Thank you.
Of course. Thanks so much.